Hello sports fans, welcome back to another Sports Talk with Ryan and Steve. Today our topic, the Eagles. So tell me Steve, what do you think about the Eagles this season?
Well, Ryan, the Eagles aren't looking too good this season so far. A lot of people seem to be frustrated about Michael Vick and his playing ability, and not much can be said about Coach Andy Reid. However, I'm pretty impressed with some of their other players such as Sean McCoy and Deshaun Jackson. Both players seem to be doing pretty solid this season so far. In my mind, Sean McCoy seems to be doing pretty well at running the ball so far this season. Deshaun Jackson also seems to be doing pretty good. Ryan, do you believe the Eagles have a chance at a possible Super Bowl win this year?
Well, Steve, I think the Eagles are going to have a pretty difficult time if they can't get their passing game together. Let's see what the fans have to say with our man on the street, Ryan Olson. Ryan? Thanks, Ryan. We're out here today in the hallways of Springford talking to Bryn Callan about what she thinks about the Eagles this year. So, Bryn, do you think that the Eagles could pull it together for a possible playoff win?
Yeah, definitely.
And in your mind, who stands out on the Eagles as a star?
Sean McCoy. LaShawn McCoy.
All right, so LaShawn McCoy, and what do you think the Eagles have to do to get their game together?
They just have to fire Andy Reid and fire a lot of coaches that don't have any clue what they're doing anymore.
Okay, so we also need to redo the coaching staff. Thank you, Bryn. So, Tom, do you think the Eagles are going to be able to pull it together for the playoffs?
No.
And how do you feel about Andy Reid's coaching job so far this year?
Lay off the cheesesteaks.
Lay off the cheesesteaks. All right. And who stands out as a star on the Eagles team this year?
I'd have to say awesome. You know.
All right. Who do you think needs improvement this season for the Eagles?
Vic needs some improvement. Mike Vick does.
All right. So Mike Vick needs improvement, and Andy Reid needs to lay off the cheesesteaks. Thanks, Thomas. Alex, what do you think of the Eagles this season?
Oh, they're not doing so good. They're just losing all the time.
And what do you think about Andy Reid? How's he doing?
I think he's just going to get fired later in the season, and he's going to go to the Chargers.
All right, that sounds like it makes a lot of sense. Who stands out in your mind as a star player for this season?
McCoy.
And what do you think that Mike Vick has to do to get his game together?
Well, he needs to come back from his concussion first, and then he just needs to start passing good and running the ball more.
All right, thanks a lot, Alex Kraft. Back to you at the news desk. Speaking of issues, the destruction from Hurricane Sandy is still being felt all along the eastern coast. The Red Cross recovery efforts are significant, especially in states hit hardest such as New Jersey. However, Governor Chris Christie is still calling for aid to help the coastal regions that were hit the hardest.
Wow, I really hope they get the help they need. That was one serious storm. Thanks for joining us for Sports and News. This is Ryan Stephen from the studio. Have a nice day.